Hey, what's up, Phil? This is a response to your video. You asked what has been the worst money situation you've been in. Well, I'm only 18 years old, right? At this moment, in this point in time, I own two stores, and I managed another company, another store. My family is making good money. We're not rich, we're not wealthy, but we're good. We live in Brooklyn, New York. We live in what you call the hood, but we live okay. Um, for example, look at the size of my room. I don't know if you could see it. Look at my dog. But yeah, so we live okay. Just my room is the size of a small studio apartment in New York. So we do okay. Um, but what a lot of people don't know about me personally, even my own friends, that before I came to this country, because I'm actually from Mexico, I was, what, before I was 8 years old. I came here around 8 years old. I'm 18, so I have about almost 11 years here. So anyways, so when I was young, from what I remember, I was about 5 years old, 6 years old. My mom had to go to work, right? And she left early in the morning, came back midday, whatever. That's when when I still wasn't in school, you know? My dad worked all day driving a cab. Now, when my mom had to quit her job because I was going to school, because who was going to go pick me up? She couldn't pay for somebody to pick us up. She had to quit her job. My dad had to work extra time. And we only made barely enough for rent. Now, imagine. Rent was a place, a house. I'm going to say the size of my room and maybe a little more. Like the size of my room and my kitchen. And that's what we paid for, rent. That's the only thing we could afford. Now, the ceiling in the corner, like right here in the corner, it had holes to the outside, bricks that were missing. So, like, in the middle of the night, like, rats would get in, a bunch of stuff would get in, lizards, because there's a lot of lizards in Mexico, and things like that. My dad told me a story once of how one day he was laying down and something fell on his chest, and he grabbed it and crushed it, and he thought it was a rat, and it was a lizard. So imagine, cold weather, the cold was coming in. We couldn't do much. So now, also, we didn't have a bathroom inside the place. We actually had to walk out the door, walk about, I'm gonna say, good 20 feet, maybe more, like maybe a good 10 yards, yeah, better yet, about 10 yards to an outhouse, which was a hole in the ground with a little wooden house around it, and that's where we used the bathroom. Now, like I said, at the moment I was about 5, 6 years old. I'm the oldest one of my siblings. My oldest sister was a year younger than me. My other brother was about 2 years old, and my sister was about, how old was she? I'm gonna say maybe about a year old. So she was a little baby, and we were living in a place like that. Now we had so little money that we would buy one pair of shoes, and that's all we had for the year until they were gone. And to me, it didn't matter. I was a ghetto child, you know. I didn't realize that I was poor. I didn't care that I was poor. I was used to it. My mom would leave for work sometimes in the morning and leave me inside the house. Now we lived in a bad neighborhood, so she had to lock the door from outside just to make sure we wouldn't get out and get hurt. And I remember I used to get up and notice that she was gone, run to the door and start screaming, "Mom, Mom, don't leave, please." But she was already gone. Till one day I realized there's nothing I can do. So I went back up to the bed where we all slept. Because it was four of us. I have four siblings, my mom and my dad, and we all slept on the same bed. Went back to the bed where they were sleeping, turned on the TV, and was just sitting there watching some channel. She came home and she said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah." And from that day on, I realized that this is the life that we had to live, and I had to deal with it. We kept on. We came to the country. We have great opportunities. We took them. Now, you see the difference between a lot of people that come to the country illegally and people like myself or whatnot is that I took the opportunities that the country has to offer and I made them my strength. There's a lot of people in this country that don't take advantage of their opportunities when it's their country. You understand? So at this point, I'm doing okay. I'm happy. I'm 18 years old. I just graduated high school. Might be going to college soon. I own my own business. I live pretty happy. Thank you. Oh, by the way, I make videos too. I do daily vlogs like Shay Carl, Charles Strippy, and Sexy Phil. They are the ones who inspired me actually. And I do funny videos on this channel, so go check out both channels, please. I put the links on the sidebar, and thank you. Thank you, Phil.